I think that there are lots of things that we can do that can be rich experiences. But you know what? I really am a person who does not believe that we should be on this great campaign to get rid of religion. I don't think religion is a bad thing. Personally, and I'm going to be honest, I'm really going to speak my mind. I've tried not to say that at first because I know that there's a lot of religious bashing because that seems like the modern, the kind of like the cool, hip thing to get into. Let's bash religion. I think what I have a problem with is when people get fanatical, when people get nuts, and when religion becomes a bad. The bottom line of religion, if religion serves any purpose at all, it is to be an uplifting experience when you get into it. Most times when you go to church, at least for me, and this has been my experience, if I go to church, or if I go to, like, growing up with the Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't call what they go to a church, they call it a Kingdom Hall. It winds up being an experience of anxiety and stress. And it's about talking about the world and how we're being persecuted and this, that, and the other thing. Because I think people like that they want the world to be messed up. I mean, they seem to be anti-progress, anti-goodness. It's the type of thing you really don't want to be involved in that stuff. It's like, let me get out of here. That's why I don't attend church. That's why I'm not, in the normal, formal sense of it, I'm not a religious person. And I don't think I ever will be. I'm just being honest. And I know I have said that to some people, and they've gotten upset over that because they thought, well, you have to go to church and you have to have some preacher tell you stuff and this, that, and the other thing. But my own personal feeling is churches are so corrupt. Organized religion is so corrupt. And I think what Wayne Dyer said is true. The truth is the truth until you organize it. And that's the problem. That is the problem. I choose to have my own experiences of the world in my own way. I do read the Bible, and I actually enjoy reading it. And I can find a lot of good things in there. I think that it's funny because when I look at some of the videos I see, one would think that everything in the Bible is just negative, 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 and there's nothing positive in there. But there is. And, I do exactly what I think what Sam Harris was criticizing, but I do this. I pick and choose what I want from the Bible, and I figure, why not? To me, it's like when you go to a buffet. Why not pick and choose what you want? I can't eat shrimp, so I'm not going to pick that, but I like this over here, so I pick that. Well, I don't want to, stone people to death. I don't have to pick that, But the thing is, that I'm going to be honest, my idea of God, I don't think is really firmly grounded purely in what the Bible says. Now, granted, if I try to run for president, I know they'll bring that up during the campaign. Okay, so they'll say, well, Philip said he doesn't believe in the Bible. No, the Bible is not, I'm going to be like Abraham Lincoln said, the Bible is not my book, okay? It's a book. To me, it's about as inspiring as Shakespeare, I believe that every piece of writing ever there was is inspired by God, so to speak. Ultimately, God is responsible. See, if I actually made my real video, the video I really want to make, I think the problem is that I can never put it up on YouTube. I can never say what I really want to say. It's because I think it's not so much that I would be breaking some rule or something, but I think all my friends, everybody, I would just totally alienate everybody if I said what I thought. I think that the Bible really isn't holy and sacred any more than, let's say, the book on how to program my VCR. I really don't think it's more holy. I just think it's literature. That's all. It's just writings. And, I find a lot of Shakespeare's writings to be uplifting. Seriously. I find it equally as uplifting. It's tragic, too. It's depressing at times. But depressing in an entertaining way. It's like if you read Shakespeare's play Titus, for example, or if you ever saw the movie. Man, that has got to be the most tragic tragedy ever, But it's interesting. And it's like all the stuff in the Bible, like about Job. I haven't read that. I remember one time we had to read it in a class, just for literature, which I think is a perfect way in which it should be presented as literature. People have a spiritual thing, fine, whatever. But, I actually have a copy of the Quran, and I do read it. I'm going to, probably later on tonight, I'll read a copy. I'll read some passages out of the Quran. And I have books, there's one book called the Buddhist Bible, which, I don't think the Buddhists really have a sort of exact Bible. Although there was one book, they had all this Buddhist writing in it, and I remember finding it in Japan. Just like the Gideons put the Bible, and they did have Gideon's Bible, by the way, in the hotel, but they also had this book of Buddhist stuff, and it was excellent stuff. I just looked at it and said, wow, I wish I could find a book like this, in the States, and I couldn't. So far, I can't find it with the exact stuff they had in it. But I like to read that stuff. I like literature. I like stories. I like to, to sort of get into the fantasy of it. And to me, that's what it is. I know that if I put this up there, a lot of people who are strict adhering to exact interpretation and biblical whatever, you have to take it all or you can't take any of it. It's like, we got problems then, But I'm pretty much a free thinker, and I don't have to follow something that to me is just absurd. I don't have to think and do absurd things because I read something in a book and I must follow it. To me, I don't must follow it anymore, and I must follow. If I was reading Mario Puzo's book, The Godfather, I have to do this. I've got to take vengeance on somebody. No, I don't have to do that. You don't have to lose your mind, really. You can keep your head together and read the books and enjoy them. Read them for what they are. It's something to be enjoyed. It's something to have an experience, and that's it. But, some people take it too far. What can you say?